if your paint peels with the masking tape, or it's a too tough a masking tape. Once you take that away, sometimes invariably you've missed a spot in your masking and you get just a bit of overspray. The beauty with that, because it's a polished surface, is you can reuse this to polish out the overspray.
Lets it come off easier because of
Yes.
previous.
The other thing I tend to do, if I with a lot of window trims, I'll use the Tamiya acrylic lacquers, or the Tamiya acrylics for their spray. I mean, I think they spray well. I won't use acrylic lacquers. That's probably more out of fear than anything else. But we'll go on to the final finish. We'll at least get a very glossy middle section of the hood. But again, because I went counterclockwise last time, I'll go clockwise this time. Now, if it's, if it's been a period of time and you've forgotten which way, it's neither here nor there. This is more of my preference. Doesn't say that I'm correct. But again, it's just a slow working approach to it all. Again, you're still getting paint off. So that's the one thing you've got to be mindful of. You're always taking something away when you're polishing. You're not actually adding to the surface.
It's almost as if you need a theory of polishing. I always thought polishers sort of added something just to level out the surface. But
they do it, a lot of the guys do it at the very end, which I'll go into shortly.
With the real thing, it's a separate tray panel version.
Yeah, it is, and it's quite a specialised skill set.
what's the difference between? Is there some sort of fundamental difference between sanding and polishing? I have to go away and think about this.
Both, you're still taking away material. As you can start to hear that squeal, that's getting quite nice, and that's because it's starting to get very shiny. So that's what, 30-40 minutes worth of work, without getting too fussy about the recesses there. Now the additive side of it is using a wax of some sort, and there's a variety of waxes you can use. So I'll show you there's two that you can get from Tamiya, the gloss coating varnish, or you've got the modelling wax. That's got a nice odour to it.
That's important.
It smells nice.
We're using it all day.
Both do quite well. The other thing that sometimes people use, and this is more of a specialised, is you use waxes, similar to what they use on cars, the Carabanuba wax. The only downside with these waxes is they're a natural product, so it does break down. I don't know how long over time, because generally you keep your models inside. On actual cars, they generally tend to take it off every few months because it's outside, there's weather and all that sort of stuff that affects the wax. But I have used that. It comes up quite nice. So, similar to these, let's use this old cloth. Not sure where I got this one from, but it's there. So with this, a little goes a long way, similar to the thing. Generally I'd wash that off in clean water. That's not clean. So all you do is just a drop of that. You don't see a lot of it, but you can see the pooling or the beading of it on there. And essentially doing the same as with the finish, but this is adding to the surface. So it's not taking away. So you shouldn't see, unless there's dust or residue from the polishing. But this also tends to give it a bit of a coat or over the top of the surface. So you can do this as many times as you like. But generally you'll find, like running the back of your finger over it, it's quite smooth. Now you might see some, if you angle it in the light properly, you might see some light scratches. But generally, most people won't see that sort of stuff. You're not inspecting it as such.
Something important if you're entering a comp, I suppose.
Yeah, when you're entering into competition, they're quite good. You can use this a few times, not too many times. You don't want to put a heavy coat on. I've never tried to put heavy coat to see what happens. I don't think it'd be good. Actually, I'll just, as an experiment, the matte black hood, I'll just put it on the centre section. It's still wet, so it still looks glossy. It doesn't have as nice a smell as that one.
Have you worked out what the smell is yet? You might be able to get it
As a fragrance.
Yes.
That's a bit of an aftershave.
Yeah, attract other models.
Get rid of the wife.
Don't tell her that.
So that's actually, no, you can kind of see a bit of a difference in it.
Can you feel the difference?
Not really. Maybe it's still damp. You can see a slight difference. Now that said, even though I've just concentrated on doing coloured surface finishes of cars, I haven't tried it yet, but I think this method will work quite well with clear parts as well. So that's the other part the main thing with clear parts though, and this comes from days of having to do it, using micro mesh on clear canopies, you don't swirl with clear parts, don't swirl. Yep, scratches it too much. You just one way with the first grit, so say if you start off with 3,200 grit, left to right, then you go to the 3,600 grit, up and down. So you're doing the 90 degree. Then you go to 4,000 grit, again left to right. So what you're trying to do is eliminate the grooves from the previous grade of thing.
So on actual aircraft, you only clean up and down.
That's the way I did it, yeah. With
The legal requirement.
yeah.
All right. Otherwise it gets scratches.
That's right. It affects the politician.
I'll just give you an idea of. So this is the other nice finish, nice smell.
Must be something bad.
Yeah, why are you sniffing that? It's glue.
It's probably the same stuff.
It does a similar effect to the smaller bottle. It's adding on to the surface. It's not taking paint away. But you can actually see there's, I've got a bit of dust in the surface when you look at it, but it shows up those beautiful things too. No, can't smell it. But yeah, it does have a nice smell to it if you use a lot of it. And I think that's about time. Any more questions or?
Actually, we all
But-
car builders here.
Thinking about it when I first go at it.
Right. So what made you come to polishing and don't do cars?
Well-
Speak yourself, Crosshouse, actually, that you
Yeah,
use
another
it on
technique.
different models as well. Doesn't
Yes.
have to be the car.
Civilian airlines.
It's just another
Oh,
technique.
So
Um,
I'm thinking military stuff, tanks and stuff, they're all flat. There's no shine, not really
Um,
shiny stuff. You
the-
don't want reflection.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, yeah. If you're having you can always have a tank that's about to go in front of the RSM for parade day. Sometimes they, no, I want it shiny.
Really? Oh, okay. I'm not really.
That's all right. No problem at all.
Good point there.
Thank you very much.
It does work on clear parts because I've tried it. The same compound had a scratch on the canopy.
Yep.
Option 1, throw it by another part is too
So-
complicated. Option 2,
With canopies, I've
Try
actually
it.
used the polishing sponges, if you like. I use the sponges again because they take a lot of your pressure out that you tend to do. It's just human. But again, you go from the lowest up to the highest, and yeah, left to right. Because some of the modern jets,
It was a-
they've got a seam across the top of the canopy from the moulding process.
it works on that as well. I had 2 things. One, I bought a kit. The canopy was scratched.
Yep.
It was that nice smoky color stuff.
Ah.
There was the clear option.
Yep.
So I said, I'll try to fix it. I got nothing to lose anyway. I tried it, it worked. It also had the seam.
Yep.
So very, very sharp blade, very carefully. Again,
Yep.
experiment.
Yep.
Nicely moving it, even not
Yeah.
scrape it, but cut. It worked really nicely. I couldn't remove that scratch. I've tried on the inside, on the outside. It looked a lot better, but I think at the end of it, what I tried, and the 2 parts,
Yep.
like it wasn't a scratch, it was the cut through
Yeah.
the whole material.
I've had that sometimes.
You can't fix that.
in glass, not so much to me, I've
Yeah.
never had the problem with it, but sometimes with the American manufacturing kits, there's an imperfection during the moulding process, and it's deep, it's within the thing, and to
Yeah.
polish it out, you put a hole in it.
No, you can't. I've tried
Exercise
on a
only.
clear one on another kit. It was just a fine scratch, and with those 3 compounds, it just removed it nicely.
Yeah. I think they work quite well.
They do. I've used this one in
Yeah, I didn't
What?
get to those.
bought a few years ago from Harley Davidson
So that's,
business. That was a big bottle like that.
yeah,
Is that
So-
particularly automotive?
yes.
Right.
Yes, it is.
So what this was developed for, what was developed by Novus, was for headlight lenses.
Oh, right. Yeah, minor stuff.
So they call it the Novus 321.
Mm-hmm.
So coarse, fine finish,
Right.
and it was to polish out your headlight lenses,
And it works?
plastic headlight. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I've used
Okay.
it on windscreens.
Yeah. Rightio.
It does
Works.
work.
Yes.
It's not cheap at all. I do
No,
not
that's
like
the
that.
issue.
It's a lot more liquidy than the Tamiya compounds. I think the only one that
It's more
comes
like a
close
paste.
is the finish, because that's the most liquidy bit in the Tamiya.
Yeah,
I think it
So-
comes close to that.
That
kind
sounds
of
like cream.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Yeah, right. Okay.
and they're different colours too. So that's a white. This one's more of a browny tan colour.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tan, yeah.
So
Okay.
that's your,
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
again, you don't need a lot of it,
Yeah.
and it works quite well. But
Cool.
as I said, it's not cheap.
Wow.
And
You get what you
I
pay for.
gave up on those. I bought that one way before I could
Yeah.
find any of these.
Yeah.
So as soon
Okay.
as I found it,
Yeah, the reason I went with these is because they're more readily available.
yeah, they are. I have the polishing thingy.
What is
up-
this lapping film? Never heard of it.
So basically the same as sandpaper,
Right.
essentially. I use these wet, so using water.
It feels like a plastic film.
Yes, it is.
Ah, okay.
So this
Even goes
this is
quite
very
far.
similar. So when you look, basically they've hid the abrasive
Yep.
to a. We'll take it out.
to a base standard. I bought ages ago selection of different grids going all the way up to 10,000.
Yeah. 10,000.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
get
can't
a,
imagine.
3,
That'd be
4, 5, 6, 8,
so if you look at
10.
yes, that's up to 10,000.
Basically, if you touch it, you can throw it in the bin.
So it buggers it up when you
You,
touch it.
there's nothing you can do with it.
Oh.
Your fingers have like a grease to it.
Yeah,
That's your
yeah.
fingerprint.
So it ruins the.
Try to put your fingerprint on anything. Try to remove it after that. Almost never works. Same thing. If you touch it, being that crazy fine, 10,000.
Yeah.
Right?
You can get up to 12,000 as well.
Yeah.
So that's the lapping film. So it's a. The only issue with this is it's not as flexible as cloth.
Yeah, because it's an actual plastic
Yeah, and
film.
Because if you try and use it like cloth like this, you'll get a permanent crease.
in it, yeah, okay.
So it's good for quite larger areas, unless you want to. I've thought about it but never done it. Was possibly sticking it with like a rubber glue or something to
Oh,
a
yeah.
foam or something like that.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
so
that
it
should
works that
work.
way.
Yeah,
But
okay.
then you have to peel it off and do another.
Yeah.
Use 4, 6 sides of the cube or whatever.
So the brand name of this is
God Hand.
Right.
Japanese, I'm pretty sure.
Bloody hell.
They're
So,
very popular in Asia in particular.
yep, okay. Never seen
Yeah,
anything like it.
Yeah, so and the beauty with these ones is the different colours for the different grids.
Yep,
Um,
and they're already
Yeah, they
small
make it
pieces.
easy.
They're already small. You can cut them with a knife if you want, or scissors if you
Mm.
want smaller.
Yep.
I saw watched a guy in Penang, and he had like a little bit like that, and he's using tweezers. And he's,
Well, I suppose.
The
small
problem with the old stuff, especially the sanding bits, they're all the same color.
Mm.
So I cut a tiny strip to use it, and then I have to write
Yes.
what breed that is.
I've actually done that myself too.
Because
Yes.
everyone has.
Mm.
Nowadays, it's so much easier. So.
Mm.